What's going on, you guys? It's your girl, Alaysha, and welcome back to the Bloom series. Today, I have a very special guest in the building, in my house, and I am excited because the journey has been a long time coming from where we've been and where we're at this moment. So, introduce yourself.
Hello. My name is Alaysha.
I have something that we're going to do. It's called the Bloom Rapid Fire. Okay. And this is something that you were not prepared for. So
Okay.
Kind of stole this from Kiki Palmer. She does this on her podcast. And it's just a little quick, like, get to know someone on some small things. So what is your big three? Sun, moon, and rising.
Ooh, big three. Virgo sun, Libra moon, Sagittarius rising.
Oh, okay. A Sag. That's that fire energy that I'm probably attracted to because I'm a Leo. So yes. I love some Sag energy. Coffee or tea?
Ooh. For the longest, it's been tea, but I've been dabbling in some coffee.
I love me some coffee, so I'm always going to have me some coffee. Do you prefer sunrise or sunset?
Oh, as we were talking about Hatch earlier, Hinge earlier, I see this question a lot, and I'm like, man, I'm on my head. I'm like, I don't know, because they're both beautiful. That was a hard one for me, but I told myself, okay, if you had to pick one, though, I thought it was sunsets, but in this moment, my mind's like sunrises.
Yeah, that's what I'm all for. Every morning where I work at, I get to witness the sunrise, and it just does something to me. Like, either is beautiful, but I'm a sunrise girly too. How about city life or nature life?
Honestly, nature.
Yeah,
nature right now.
That makes sense, actually. I kind of figured that was what you were gonna say. What's a song that you're currently like? What's on repeat right now? Do you have one?
Ooh, yes.
I know I kind of put you on the spot. So.
No, all good. It's just because it's a song that's helping me. I wouldn't say cope, but it's a song that just I allow myself to feel through. If that makes sense.
Okay.
It's called "It's Not Our Time" by the Charities.
Oh, I don't know that one.
It's an old one. It's like kind of one that came on my playlist, sneaky YouTube.
Okay.
Similar oldies vibe. I had never heard of the Charities, but the song was just perfect for what I'm going through and releasing.
Okay. We might have to play that after this because I don't know it either.
Yes.
Okay, so let's see. What's your comfort food?
And mine goes to like anything. Like I love a good fries or some chips situation. Yeah,
I'm all for potatoes. I'm not gonna lie, potato
I wish
anything.
I wasn't, but yeah, I will. My sister asked me this the other day. She was like, "What's your favorite thing to get from Taco Bell?" And in my head, I'm like, I haven't eaten Taco Bell in so long. I know it's so bad for you, but I'm like, if I had to choose, the cheesy fiesta potatoes.
Oh yeah, see, potatoes exactly. Anything
like
with
Taco
potatoes.
Bell, I think about. I need some of those with whatever else you're getting. Yes, add that to the order.
Anything potatoes, I'm telling you can't go wrong with that, like at all. Okay, so texting or voice notes?
Ooh, voice notes.
I love voice notes.
I'm so glad the world is
God.
Yeah, like who would text, like, just get used to the sound of your own voice.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you don't need to run it back. It's
more personable too. Like, I prefer it, and to me it's easier.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever heard of Marco Polo. It's an app where you can like send videos or voice notes to someone. Like,
no.
Yeah, and I use that with my mom. I used to use it with my other friend too. She got off of it though. And it kind of just reminds me of like voice notes. Like, I love it.
Yeah. No, voice notes they're much more personable, and no one gets giddy to let me read this long text message. Like, I'll read it a little bit, but you're also like, this is work. But a voice note, you can just be like,
let it play while you're like doing something else, and like, exactly. See, you already know. So okay, growing up, what was your childhood dream job?
Ooh, actress.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
I used to like Disney movies. Me on a Saturday or the weekend. I don't remember how old I was, but I broke the Little Mermaid movie because I would watch it back and like act it out so many times, run it back. Hercules. I was dressing up as all the Disney princesses, knew all the lines, got into character with like
oh my gosh.
Yeah, like we were in it.
You're gonna have to come back on here when I do like my little stories and have you do some like voice acting or something.
Like, I'd love to.
That would be fun.
Stepping more into that now, just allowing my inner child to be like, no, like this shit's fun. I like playing dress up and recording myself and doing funny shit.
Gotta let that inner child back out. That's something that I'm also trying to like tap back into. Like with my creativity, it allows, I feel like, my childhood to like come back through, because it's all things that I used to do and didn't even realize it was something that was, you know, that could be a thing.
Yeah. Based on our conversation, I'm excited to see the evolution of that.
Yeah. Okay. So one word your friends would describe you.
Ooh.
Would you use to describe you?
One word?
I feel like that's kind of hard.
I know I have.
That's kind of a hard one.
I was like going to say all over the place.
That's funny. That's not what I was thinking.
But not in a bad way, just like, you know, I'm thinking one friend in particular actually, but word that's coming to mind is explore.
Oh yeah. Okay. That's a great one, actually. One thing you're learning to let go.
Yeah. One word that comes to mind is ego.
That's one that I also am like trying to deal with. As a Leo, we tend to even though they try to say that we be egotistic, I'm not gonna lie, we do. And a lot of times we don't realize we're doing it. And so that's one that is like what I'm really trying to work on, like actively like working on.
And we gotta let go of things multiple times. You
exactly. Know? It's not like a one-time thing. You some stuff is on repeat and you learn it differently each time, I feel like. Okay. So what's bringing you joy lately?
Ooh. Presence. Community.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say those are the biggest two. Because when you can be like present in a moment and find joy in a moment through just gratitude, that's been a big practice of mine lately.
I think having community is something that I'm trying to find my soul tribe. So like community for me, I haven't quite found that yet. And I'm realizing the importance of it, because like kind of like what we were saying earlier, it's like we can't do everything by ourselves. When I try to do that, it's not my vision's not going to come together
100%.
You know, like how I would like it to. So that's something that it's the reminder that I also need to expand my community and reach out to people more.
Yes.
So yeah, like that
did it with me, and like now we're here.
I know, right? It's freaking crazy. Yeah. Okay, last one of this is, what's something you're currently blooming into?
Ooh.
Blooming into. So that's kind of like my brand of like the Bloom series, of like how I feel like we're constantly blooming, we're constantly changing. So like what is your season of blooming right now? Like,
ooh, I love this question. No, I love it. I'm blooming into this next version of my higher self, like full-time entrepreneur, profitable, successful entrepreneur.
And it's like you're stepping into it fully. You're not
100%.
half doing it.
We've been jumped. We've been in the chrysalis. And now we're starting to emerge. It's literally like the timing of all this too. It's literally how it feels. So into this. And what's so interesting too is someone recently came into my life as like a mentor, and just even exchanging a few voice notes with her and just seeing how she's living her life. I just know that like, oh, okay, wow. It's 2 steps ahead of me. There's my destiny right there. Just based on who we're interacting with. And I'm just so present and aware of that. So.
Okay. I love that. Okay. So now that we did that, let's get into a little bit of like who you are. So if anybody is listening, well, how would you explain your journey, what it's looking like right now, and kind of just what you plan to do?
So how I would describe my journey recently, especially within the past year and a half, is just a complete 180 transformation. Making a hard decision to, and I say it, I feel like I explain it so much to people now, but I'm still just getting used to that being my identity, you know, like, no, I made a big, brave, bold choice.
Absolutely.
You know, as you are also familiar with, as we talked about earlier, and just allowing myself to fully surrender to that is kind of what the transformation has been, and what the that's been my journey so far. So beginning of 2025, I left Seattle, where I've lived for 35 years, and exited a 17-year relationship, and found myself in Arizona, where I had family. I was still trying to work and work in corporate. I've been in corporate for 10 years. I built a network marketing business, which I think you may be familiar with. I probably invited you to some events, like selling products and all those things. I was like, this is my path. This is what I'm doing. Yeah. And then just do a lot of inner work on myself, and just getting further into a spiritual awakening, I realized I'm not living in alignment, and this is scary. And so that brought me to
what was it? Was there like something exactly that like woke you up from it? It's almost how I explain, like, even with mine, is like, I feel like I woke up one day and I was just like, I can't do this anymore, you know, like, or for me, it was like, I looked at myself and I didn't look familiar in the mirror. Like, I couldn't recognize myself. Was there like a moment or something that like happened where you were just like, I need to switch, like something else needs to change?
Yeah, mine's similar but different in the sense of, I think I was realizing that year over year, but not allowing myself, through, again, ego being loud at that time, being like, well, what if this? And you have all these things tied to this, and just letting fear overcome those decisions. But I think it was that thought that would come up frequently, probably within 3 years of me actually making a decision to be like, okay, whoa, because I still had just looking, everything's divine, everything happens how it's supposed to happen, but looking at the evolution of it, of just continuing doing my own inner work, and just everything that kind of fell into place to like have this awareness. It was like, whoa, okay. Then it got really loud. Yeah. You know, like, I think these layers start to kind of be pulled away as you start to have this awareness, and then it's not just, like you said, you have that feeling of waking up, but then it's loud now, and you can't
That is a great way to explain it.
Granted, everyone's journey is different, but I'm pretty sure, like, something I'm realizing this human experience is we're all going through something.
Absolutely.
We're all probably going through a lot of similar things as a collective. So if we think it's not impacting someone else, or someone else isn't going through this, we're like 100% wrong.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people just don't talk about it.
Yeah, it was a mind F for me, because I was like in a network marketing environment that was like meant to get me out of the 9 to 5. But within that community as well was also like some breaking free from, because I was committed to, again, this routine. Also is kind of like now a entrepreneurial corporate mindset. It was like, you show up for this, and people are dependent on you for this, and you have a team. And even just walking away from that was like, okay, I know we gotta take a step back.
When you feel like you make that decision, that was one of the hardest, or could have been. I feel like for me, moving forward, it just allows me to like not worry so much.
Yeah, just know that I've done this before. One other thing I want to say too, in the midst of, like, we were talking about this decision, waking up one day, and I think some people also need to hear like what that looks like when you actually take action. I think one of the first steps is informing others around you is kind of the biggest step, and especially the people who will be impacted by it the most. I know we talked about this too, is sometimes that we withhold from that decision so much because we're worried about what other people will think. But that's the catalyst, is letting them know and communicating, I'm not okay. Like, prioritizing yourself to be like, give yourself a voice. Because we haven't up until that point. You know?
And it's easy to, like you said, to kind of go back and cave into whatever it is your situation is, and put other people before you. And as someone who did that for a long time, I don't advise it. And it's not me saying this to put blame on somebody else, because that's never what it's about. But I'm sure you can relate.
Ditto.
Yeah. It's nice to be able to reflect on getting to this point. So, but what version of yourself did you have to leave behind to become who you are today?
Ooh. Man. First thing that comes to mind is like the people-pleasing version of myself, through a lot of just inner work, and honestly the study of Kabbalah helped me realize this too.
What is that exactly?
Kabbalah it's been described as I won't say many things, but for me, the teacher that I'm learning from, it's all the spiritual elements of the Bible. So spirituality at its, I wouldn't say highest form, but it has its own book called the Zohar, and it's just spiritual wisdom that dates back 2,000 years. But what I love about it is I discovered astrology and human design first, and it doesn't negate any of that. It actually touches on zodiac signs, and as you get into human design, there's so many similarities in like the I Ching and energy, and essentially Kabbalah is like the study of our soul's purpose.
I love that.
So like
I absolutely love that.
Everything is meant, like we chose all of our parents and the things that we go through in our life. So once I discovered this and like really started diving into it in November 2025, like it helped me understand so much of what I was going through and how to navigate it, like the sacred pause, like kind of everything we talk about in spirituality, but just another modality to understand it through.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's beautiful.
Yeah, I forget what the question was you asked.
What version of yourself did you have to leave behind to become who you are today?
Yes, the person who was seeking worthiness and everything that she did without even realizing it.
Yeah.
Human design, actually, and there's a personality quiz that's rooted in spirituality called the Enneagram. We talk about these moments that are like, oh shit, something hit me, and like, whoa, I can't unsee that. I had started my life coaching certification and got a hold of that tool. And it basically is, there's 9 personality traits. We all encompass them all, but we gravitate towards one of them and have, some higher numbers and like what's called our wings that are also very similar. But I'm a 3 on the Enneagram for anyone who's familiar, and that's the achiever archetype. It also ties so much into astrology, which I love because 3 is very adaptable, and being a Virgo, I'm a mutable sign, so I'm very adaptable in situations and take pride in that. I'm a quick study. You put me in any corporate environment, and I'm like, I got this. Like, you look at my history in corporate America, and like, girl, like, why are you in all these industrial jobs? And I was a location manager and was, servicing fire extinguishers for Cintas. I can't even I just did a bunch of shit because I was adaptable and knew how to get good at it right away. And the achiever archetype, it was like one of the, I'll never forget reading this, and it was like, it gives you like the pros and the cons. Like, here's a shadow element you should look out for, and like some positive things. You're adaptable, you get in an environment, and you can learn quickly, and people like you for that. Yeah. But also something I'd never heard of until that point was you can be so adaptable you don't know who you are. Oh. And I was like, whoa.
Oh shit. Okay.
And that made me ask the question, actually, who the fuck am I?
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Like, whoa. Like, and I just assessed really quickly, like everything that was going on in my life, like the network marketing business I was a part of, being at work. Like, I would wake up so many mornings, had the home office, my apartment was cool, and I could just wake up and go straight to my, I'm just a techie girl. I have my dual monitor set up at my stand-up desk.
Thanks. So you was working from home before like all these people were working from home. Like, wow, okay.
I was in outside sales before, like all through COVID pretty much, and then found a fully remote tech job and made good money. Yeah. I would wake up every morning. I remember just dreading the day. Yeah. Just like, I know my office is right there, and I know I should be doing all these things, but just not liking where I was at, but didn't know how to say that. So when I read that, you're so adaptable, I'm like, actually, wow. Who the F am I? So I started to, that was kind of the catalyst to later 2024 being like making all these decisions and ultimately leaving in 2025.
So, okay. So that actually makes me think of, do you feel like being in a long-term relationship that your identity kind of like diminished a little bit? Like
100%.
Yeah, because that's actually what I feel, and that made me think of that, because I'm like, that was something for me. I was like, yeah, who am I outside of this relationship? And like, I felt like I couldn't really answer it. And what I went through after leaving and everything was like, I felt like I was getting to know myself once again. And there were so many layers of myself that like, it kind of was like, well, duh, you know, like I should have known this, but at the same time, it was like, I had to relearn it. And it was, I feel like to this day, one of the best journeys I've had for myself.
Yeah. 100%. It made me, I was just thinking about like cycles, and I feel more like who I was in college now than I did when I was like in that. It's just funny. I joke all the time. I tell myself I feel like more in my 20s than I do now in my 30s. But in my 20s, I felt like I was in my 30s because I was just like trying to do it all, be everything to everybody, just need something to prove, essentially. You know, trying to prove my worthiness and my value to people, not realizing that I'm already worthy and value and of value. You know, it's a big thing.
Okay, yes, please do.
We're going to a music festival.
Because I have been
everyone should experience a music festival.
I need to. I just think I need that.
Yeah. Yes.
It's something I need in my life.
Needs that. Yes.
Honestly, that's one thing that I do miss is like, since not saying I have to drink to go to a festival, but since not drinking, I kind of just completely stopped. I didn't party. I haven't partied or anything like that. Yeah. But I feel like that's just something that would like bring me back alive in a way that nothing else will.
Are you into plant medicine? Like psychedelics?
No, I'm nothing.
Gotcha. Are you open to it in like
long-term
future?
Maybe way far in the future. Right now, I'm so just... I think it's just a mom in me at the moment. I need to be able to in a dime if I'm needed.
Yeah, gotcha.
And I think that's just...
Yeah, the trips be a little long. I was going to suggest mushrooms for just a light strain, you know? But
one day,
still like
maybe
6
one
hours.
day. See, yeah. That's a long time.
Yeah, it can't, but it goes by pretty quickly.
But I'm sure like going to a festival like that, I can only imagine that being a vibe.
Yeah. You know,
only imagine.
And also with even without psychedelics, like it's still a vibe because you're just, to me, I can go to a festival and not take anything and just be purely high off the music.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
And, like,
that's what body. I would love. Like, wait, so have you gone to like festivals by yourself?
No.
Oh, okay.
Wait, I've gone out by myself though.
Yeah.
I've frequented a few nightclubs by myself.
How is that? How is navigating?
Yeah.
I guess this lifestyle in general, but navigating it by yourself. What does that feel like?
Yeah, it's very liberating. It can get lonely at times. Yeah. But all the loneliness I find for me, it just helps with more self-reflection and just more self-awareness. And so there's a particular time in Bali where I had friends in Bali, but there's a famous nightclub called Sabaya. I think it's like number 5 in the world or something. Is what they say.
Number 5
experiences. Yeah, DJs come and play. It's a beautiful setup. Okay. Like it's on the edge of a cliff. Like it's really it's nice. As I say that, I'm like, who am I?
You're like, wow, I've actually done
I've been there twice. The first time I went was last year with some friends that I had met in Bali. This Brazilian girl. She was really cool. And then this year, just some friends who already live there were like, oh, Sabaya is kind of hype. We don't want to go, da, da, da. But I was like, I want to go to Sabaya.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go by myself.
Like, I'm here. Oh my gosh. Okay.
I'm going to get cute. Like, I was also really broke at the time. I mean,
hey,
you know, but
that's when you really have to have a good time.
That part, I was like, whose booth can I get in?
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
all these things, like whatever. I was like, I know myself. I can go to like, and there's also another place for anyone who's familiar with Bali in Uluwatu called Asaloto, and it's like a I don't know if you haven't gone to many raves, but just really everyone just small room DJ, but just house vibes.
Okay,
and just
I'm here for
I can just be in the corner with my glasses on, no one talk to me. I'm vibing.
I'm here for that. Yes. I'm so here for it.
So we might have to go to Monkey Lapa over here then one night. It's this place in Soto.
So there used to be a place, I can't remember what it's called, but they're just house music, and it was like bass trap.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like, have we not gone to?
I don't know.
I feel like we did one time for somebody's birthday. I almost said the name.
Maybe. Maybe we'll wrap after. Maybe. Yeah. I wouldn't doubt it though.
Okay, so there's a spot that I'm like, if it's still there, I don't know if it's still there. I want to hear some bass trap music.
Okay.
Like, I want to feel it in my soul. Like, it's been too long. Yeah. And I just think, like, yeah, I just need to let loose in that kind of way. Just be surrounded
your
with.
Birthday's coming up,
yes,
right?
it is. Mm-hmm. It actually is. So we'll have to talk about that. Okay, so we didn't really like. For anybody who doesn't know, we didn't really mention like living nomadically. So like, what exactly does that mean? Like, how would you explain that for anybody who doesn't really know what that is exactly?
Yeah. Well, back to your original question of like navigating the Savaya thing. It's just doing a lot of shit by yourself and being okay with doing it by yourself. I mean, you can be nomadic with someone. That's ultimately my goal, planting that seed. Looking for my person to travel nomadically with. Yeah. Because I don't see myself living in like one place all year. Like, I want to be hopping around all the time. It's planned, but we have different places. But nomadic is with my humor. It's essentially, for me right now, it's just like being homeless but not.
It's different. It is. It is. You are choosing. Yeah. To not be stationed in one spot. Yes. Like, and I admire it, honestly. I feel like if I wasn't a mom, I could see myself being and doing what you're doing.
And it wasn't, and that's the thing, it kind of chose me. It wasn't my intention leaving Seattle. I was going to Arizona, and that's kind of all I knew. And that's also just a plug for making a move and trusting and just whatever unfolds. I was still working at the time, so I was attempting to work remotely from a new environment. And it was just, the separation was just a lot on me that I just, I took a month off. I went to my boss and was like, this is also my issue with corporate America. For most of the time, I'm sure there are companies out there that are mindful to this type of stuff, but I still believe it's very few and far between.
It is, definitely.
I went to my boss and I was like, hey, I'm going through a separation, just trying to be open and transparent about that. And also felt weird about being open and transparent about that. And so trying to be like, handle things, but also take time off. And my boss, which I appreciate, he was just like, take the time you need, or like be here. But it's kind of confusing for people when it's like you're half in, half out. So I was like, say less. We have flexible PTO. I'm gonna take a month. Yep, that's what I need. I just can't show up and focus. Like, I don't get how anyone would be able to show up and focus. And he was just like trying to justify, like, I'm trying to empathize. Like, I've been through a divorce and
I'm like, since you,
I'm like, yeah, it's not helpful, but appreciate you. Like, what word comes to mind is NPC. Like,
and there's a lot of them.
Stick with the program, Ooh, and
Lord, navigating that alone, Jesus.
And I took that time. I remember I signed up for a retreat. Shout out Fit to Flaunt. Pole dancing retreat in Colombia. So I knew I was going to Colombia. So I went to Colombia, and it was during that retreat. Nothing special that we did, just being in that environment, being in the jungle, just I just travel just opens you up in so many different ways, I believe. I was like, I got to quit my job. I was like, I can't go back. Like, I got some savings. Like, I did pretty well last year. Like, we'll figure it out. But I was like, working up to letting them know, and then divine would have it happen. Like, I got sick when I came back and had to take an extra week. And when I came back, I saw I had a meeting on the calendar with my boss. I was like, okay, cool. This will be the time to tell him. I thought that meeting was going to be for just kind of re-onboarding, catching up on what I missed. But I saw HR was on the call. And we all know what that means. If you're in corporate, you know what that means. Okay. HR is on a call, like someone's getting fired or serious conversations to be had. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm being let go. And like, works out for me. Because I was like, it's not you, it's me. Had this whole trying to like work up in my head what I was going to say. And God did it for me. And I was able to get a severance and then get unemployment. So I was like, cool.
That's so wise. You can't tell me. This is why I have divine timing tatted on me. Like,
I think too, because I was ready no matter what. I was completely ready to just like negate any like, well, I need this, I need that, and just fully trust and surrender into like, no, this is what I'm about to do. And God was like, cool.
Wow, say less.
Yeah.
Say less. I support you. I got you. You know what? I'm gonna make this next step a little easier. Here you go.
Yeah. And then after that, I just realized Arizona wasn't the move. I didn't like the. If anyone from Arizona is listening to this, it's nothing against you. It's just my energy and how I felt when I was there. It just, I didn't like the energy there. I was particularly in Gilbert, which is more of a suburb. And I don't know, like I love Arizona. I love how it's sunny. It just, it's very Mars energy for me. It just feels like I have to constantly like be doing something. And like my aunt said I could stay with her in Florida. So I went to Jacksonville for like 6 weeks.
Dang, you see, you got family in some different spots.
That's why I was like, I got family. So let's hop over here and hop over here. And then I booked Spain because I was going back to that same retreat that also in 2024, before I made the decision to leave, was a big catalyst. Like October of 2024, like I feel like set the precedent for all the just nomadic living and kind of like, I think in my psyche was like, oh, you could do this. Like you kind of like this life. Like I think that month I tallied it up for a random reason, probably for this reason right now to share it on this podcast. I took 13 flights. I went from
what?
Yeah. 13 flights in 1 month. I was still working at the time, and that's what was a big catalyst and what made that happen. But and before that was in California for a few weeks, and just all this kind of lead up to a preview. Now that I'm more in work, I'm prepared for that preview, but like, yeah, it'd be a lot to go back through all the places I was in October, but yeah, I was international and all over the state. Like every week I was somewhere.
Dang, that's wild.
Wild, but so much transformation happened. And it was at that retreat in Spain where I realized I just think community is so important too, and getting around people who are expanders without even you realizing it. So I'm so excited we're having this conversation. I can already see so much blossoming from what we're doing right here now. But when I went to House of Muse, shout out House of Muse, check them out, check Madison out. I was just around all these women who were also nomadic, just seemed so free, and like got to tap into the power of movement and dance, and was introduced to pole at that retreat, and was just expanded in so many ways, and then just continued my travels from there. Which was between work took us to Mexico, and then I met up with a girl who I met at that retreat in New York. So I was just getting all these new experiences. And then I remember getting back in November and just being like, feeling weird about being in one place. And that's when I had all these realizations you were talking about earlier around, whoa. And then, I went to Japan that year.
Dang, you was a traveling.
I saw Tannerelli. I just was like, I want to go to San Francisco this weekend, and took my husband, and we saw Tannerelli in San Francisco. And that's also when I started to be open about how I was feeling. And some of these conversations started to lead up to me ultimately starting this unintentional nomadic journey in 2025.
So you would say that it chose you. I wonder if other people feel that way too. Like if it just kind of just chose them, like
maybe, if they're willing to surrender and kind of go with the flow and be like, I mean, some people would say what I did was, just thinking about society and my family, like irresponsible. But I also look at it as, maybe finances should have been more prepared. Like I come from a world of, especially in the network marketing business I was building, it was like, be prepared, have 6 months of savings in here and do this and do that. But also there comes a point where it's like, we only have one life.
Exactly.
And I don't regret any of the experiences that I've had up until this point. Could I have done them better? Yes. But now I get to do them again now with experience. You know? Well,
and it's not even I think for some people, it's like, it's the thing that they find like not weird, strange, or just not the norm, I guess you would say. Anything people find that's not the norm, they'll say it's wrong or not right. But my thing is, there is no right or wrong way to live your life. I feel like, everybody's journey is completely different. And it's, to me, I think it just gives me another way of looking at life. Like your experiences, I can sit here and take in this energy and just learn from, maybe I'm not going to be able to do that, but there's something in there that I can learn and I can take, and it's a lot in frequency. There. Exactly. That's what I'm getting. Exactly. It's a frequency that I can now tap into. Find it very like interesting. Like, this is a norm for a big group of people. And I've been seeing lately too, people calling it, especially if they're content creators, a digital nomad. Yeah. And there's someone that comes to mind, and I can't think of her name. You probably know who she is too.
Sarah. Sarah Gira.
Yeah. That's who, when I see you and your journey, that's who it reminds me of. And that's
she's honestly, I wouldn't say a big inspiration, but I definitely follow her. And one of the first reels I created when I was in Bali, she commented on. I was like, oh my gosh. And I got her recent course on just content creation in general, which I learned so much about. It's funny, after I watched that course, you could go through it in an hour. I loved how she dropped the knowledge in that mini course. I'm all about a course. I will sit down and learn some knowledge, some wisdom. I don't care, even if I didn't have that much money at the time, but I still knew this was a worthwhile investment. And just taking a piece of that advice and creating a reel from it, I got like 75,000 views. Highest I've ever gotten on one. Just as it was me swinging on a swing in Bali and just laughing with my friend, but like the men in India loved it, and it just it was so funny. But,
it's so funny when you look at the demographics of like, wow, that's random. Like, what?
But to your point, that small frequency of hers, like a little bit got into me, and you sense that, but
exactly,
like love what she's doing, and I love the audacity of her, just like, and I'm realizing that so much of what creating a digital brand now is just being authentically yourself. And to be honest with you, I still struggle with that a little bit.
Well, what's funny is I feel like, from the outside, I think it's easier when you being here and hearing you, I feel like I can hear and see your authentic self, but it's hard to see you to see. And that goes for me too.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. I feel like I don't know what's being authentic, but I'm sure it's different for somebody looking on the outside and being like, oh yeah, that's, what she does, or that's, I don't know how to work on that.
I think we just take it back to simplicity and just like, whoever I am right now in this moment is me. And constantly reminding ourselves of that. You have to remember, like, our fingerprint is unique to us. That's and there's never going to be another person of our exact design. We can have similar zodiac signs. I've actually met people who had the same, I think, sun, moon, and rising, but they were still presented as two very different people.
Right.
One of them was like high strung. Well, I'm gonna say high strung, but just like lots of energy.
Yeah.
The other one was like chill.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it was like, it just goes to show that there's literally no one like you. There's literally no one like me. We can find our people and we vibe with and have similarities, but that's just an affirmation for everybody.
That's true.
I am literally unique.
Yep. Yeah, no, seriously. And it's a good reminder. But when I think about like my younger self and the things that I thought about, even like as far as my person, I'm changing the subject a little bit, but
I love a tangent.
It just reminded me of like, no, the younger me used to have journals, and I used to write, and I used to create stories of like who my person is. And like, I got to tap back into that, because that me just knew. Like, there wasn't a question. I just knew. Did I know how? No, but that's okay, because we don't know the how. So like, that's the part we have to be comfortable with too. It's like, okay, I have this goal. I want to do this. The how, I may not know exactly, but it's going to come to me.
Yeah, trusting that pull and that inner knowing. That's literally our intuition. And I think, because I don't know if people are familiar, if you're familiar with like spiritual gifts, like there's claircognizance, which is just an inner knowing. A lot of people are familiar with claircognizance, I feel like, but that's what I love about who I learned and got my coaching certification through. Is she just teaches trusting your own wisdom, the guidance. And I don't like to use the word coach. Technically, I'm a coach now, but I like to think of myself more as a guide to trusting your own knowing. My favorite thing is to help people and also just witness when people aren't comfortable going within and sitting there for a minute. That's one of the first things I gravitated towards in my coaching certification, was every week we'd meet up and I'd be working with a stranger who was also in the program, but working on the tool. And my favorite thing was like dropping in. Just asking me a question. I'd be like, hold on one sec. And I'd close my eyes, take a deep breath, focus on where I was feeling any sensation on my body, and trust whatever came up from that by focusing on that. And it was always so profound. Like our subconscious just is like brings stuff up, and it's like,
wow,
oh, that's what it is. It's not looking for someone to tell me the answer, but it's like having someone there witnessing and presencing you, just asking and facilitating what's coming up in that process within you. It's really powerful.
I feel like this is such a like I laugh because I'm just like, it is so nice to be on this side and receiving this right now. Like you are in your you are in your element. Like it is I'm laughing because I'm just like, wow, you know, when you're talking, and I just feel like it's so genuine, and your voice is like you're in the perfect this is your area. You know what I mean? Like this is like even like the meditation. We did a meditation before we started, and it just, your voice is very calming, and it's very just like it's easy to receive. I don't know if that's if I'm explaining that very well, but
I love that.
Yeah, I'm loving this moment right now. Like this is just everything.
I appreciate you. To all of you, listen to that. I'm eagerly, not eagerly, but I am like looking for my soul aligned clients right now, and just to help through transformations like this. And I recently was affirmed, and just allowing yourself to step into that. Like, so thank you for that confirmation. Really, that's really all it is, of something that I already know that it's been confirmed in a recent astrology reading, actually. Shout out Jonathan L. Dent. Look him up. You may follow him already, but he's an astrologist, and I got a reading from him back in March. It was just over the phone. I actually re-listened to it recently, and he was just affirming that too, just based on my astrology. Like, you're meant to teach. Even my handle, Lay the Sage, when I found out what a sage was, I just resonated so deeply with that archetype of just a spreader of wisdom and knowledge, and just carries that. And desire to teach. I'm like thinking of all these ideas coming out of this podcast, and I'm about to be lit up. Like I'm gonna open up astrology readings, human design readings. That's part of my South Node, if you're familiar with astrology at all. I've always been into kind of like occult studies, and I'm carrying that wisdom from other lifetimes, which is really cool. That's why it feels so good and neat to talk about. But no, thank you. Like, this is, like I said, the catalyst for both of us right now.
I believe
it. Whoever's listening to this, take all this energy, because it's seriously like so potent. Like
in this, I feel like in this. Let me take a breath. Matter of fact, I'm gonna open up this hio real quick, because I gotta take a minute. Sometimes a pause is good.
The energy is energy. Now.
No, it is, and that's exactly, you know exactly what it is. I'm just like, wow. I can just, you know, when you just have flashes, and you just think about like all the things that have happened. So I'm just thinking about like what came to mind to you. This is so random. I don't know if you remember this. 4th of July. We were at my place, and I don't like fireworks. So everybody was outside doing the fireworks, and I remember I was inside, and you came inside, grabbed my hand, and brought me outside, and was like, "I'm gonna hold your hand."
Did I really?
You did.
Whoa.
Yeah. And that just came to mind. That's why I laughed, because I was like, wow, like I'm just having like I don't even know what to call that, but it's very fitting for your energy.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, Alaysha.
Yes. And we were probably lit. I don't know. I'm sure we were.
Yeah. I was probably crossfaded. I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh, I'm sure we were. Those parties used to go hard. I'm not gonna, you know.
But it also goes to show, like, I met someone in Bali, and he was talking to me just about libations, and how he would do this process of like offering libations or some type of alcohol, because alcohol carries spirit, and they're not, I think, but before he said that, I was always thinking of libations as like in a negative connotation, but you know, some spirits can be good.
For sure.
I think it has a lot to do with your energy as well. So when I think about that, it's not surprising that I was like,
no, literally. I remember that. Like, I was the only one in the house. Everybody was outside enjoying fireworks.
Were you like in the living room on the couch?
Yeah. Okay. I was like chilling. I was like, because I don't know. I think I have a past life fear of something when it comes to fireworks. I really do. Because me and fireworks don't. And this girl came and grabbed, like, we was kids. Like, she came and grabbed my hand and was like, I got you, girl. And literally we outside my garage, but everybody's lighting these fireworks and she's holding my hand like I'm a child, and I was in that moment.
I remember that now. I think we went out to the patio, but now it was in the front of the street.
Yes.
We just like hung out in there. Yeah. I vaguely remember that, but yeah. Wow.
So that's what I had a flashback to, and I was just like, wow, that's just it's just interesting because I feel like so like you said, your spirit, that was a way of you showing it in that moment. And I think, honestly, we probably both were wanting more out of life, even in those moments. I feel like, because there were some times we had some talks. I can't remember everything because we were lit a lot of the times. Not gonna lie, we were usually lit. But I do feel like there was just always something. Our spirits were always talking, and that's what I feel like. And I'm paying attention to when I'm around certain people. Like when you just feel really familiar, even when there's not like a lot of conversation that's had. I just feel like people's spirits do talk. They communicate. You know, we may not be saying anything and they're having a whole conversation, you know. And feeling safe and feeling seen and feeling heard and received in this moment, it means a lot to me. Without getting into a lot of things I've gone through in life, one thing that I fear is not being seen. And it's not in a way of like, oh, look at me, you know, like not that kind of thing. It's just like the depths.
Yeah. Knowing someone has experienced what you've experienced.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us are starving of that, you know, being misunderstood. And even just, I can only imagine like with your journey too, being misunderstood, I'm sure it's up there. And
even, I mean, after this, I told you I'm going to my nephew's birthday party and doing my best not to like anticipate negativity, but also understanding, like we talked about, it kind of almost feels like we're plugging back into an environment that we know we've, in the least egotistical way of saying this, kind of outgrown in a sense. You know, you recognize when, wow, okay, nothing has really changed here but me. You know,
but the goal is always to keep your vibrations high, and that's something that I feel like I've been tackling very well. And that's one thing I'm really proud of, is like not allowing somebody else's energy to bring my vibration back down.
Yeah, I think what that process you just did too of commending yourself, we need to do that more often, honestly. But again, everyone, as always, I'm reminded of, like, everyone's journey is their journey, and that's what keeps me sane. And especially my Virgo mind wants to kind of, I'm just such a geek for like human behavior and understanding why people think the way they think. That's why I'm so interested in what people's zodiac signs are and all these things. But I'm also like, I got to stop myself sometimes. I'm like, I don't need to know. Like, that's their journey. I need to like microanalyze why they are the way that they are.
Yeah, you know, I have a problem with overanalyzing. I do that too sometimes. And I'm trying not to, like, even when I was really getting into tarot and because I was really like, I've got a lot of tarot decks here and stuff like
tarot.
that. I do. I really, but there's a time and a place and a space for it. So when I first moved here, I was reaching for it heavily. Like, that was really what got me through. I'm now in a season where I'm not reaching for it, but that's okay, because I know it's kind of like, you know, you have seasons for it too.
For sure.
And but I was overanalyzing things. And that's when I realized, I was like, okay, let's take a step back. I also need to go off of my intuition and trust that. And that's kind of like where the space that I've been in right now. And I think that it's been guiding me very well, to be honest.
Yeah, I love that. What are your big three? Sorry, just curious.
Oh, so Leo sun, Cancer moon, and a Scorpio rising.
Ooh,
yeah,
you're deep. Yeah, Cancer moon too.
Yes.
That's also why
you already know.
That's also why we vibe. I fuck with Cancers, and it's Cancer season too.
I am a deep thinker, deep analyzer. I am constantly in my head, and I love to be, though.
Yeah, the most intense sign of the zodiac. Like, you feel. I was actually talking to a Scorpio last night. My friend's little brother. We were having a conversation, and shout out Rengo if you're listening to this. But yeah, he's a Scorpio. So I just tell by the way he was just like deeply feeling and analyzing the things. Love Scorpios. Both my parents are Scorpios.
Oh, for real? Okay. Yeah.
They're intense.
Yes. Absolutely yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what are you currently learning about yourself? Like, what's something that's
Okay, this is a vulnerable topic.
I like it.
We're gonna get into dating and relationships. And what am I learning about myself? I'm learning that I'm a very exploratory person, especially in this phase of my life. I recently have just done more inquiry about sexuality and openness, and that's to the extent I know it, but exploring polyamory.
Okay.
And thinking I was open to it, but also learning that I'm more of, I think, majority monogamous person.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy human behavior and understanding the dynamics of polyamory.
Yeah.
It's very fascinating to me, the fact that you have to be very open and vulnerable in conversations. And it's not a one-size-fits-all things. That's the number one thing I ask someone when I realize they're in a polyamorous relationship is, what's your dynamic?
Right.
Because everyone's is different. But I'm realizing for me, I'm primary partner. Like I can't be secondary partner.
Absolutely.
Not that that's a bad thing. Just recognizing it takes very honesty, knowing yourself, I believe. Just understanding like, no, this is what I want. This is what I'm open to. But yeah, that's the big thing that's present right now. I feel like I've tried to dabble in that path, and
I mean, how you won't know until you know. Exactly. You know, I'm like, you don't know until you know. Sometimes you have to, you know.
Yeah, for me, I gotta test electric fence sometimes, or I gotta fuck around and find out.
That's me too. Yes.
Even if it's like a decision, like recently, I'll share because I'm just a very vulnerable person. I feel like everyone likes tea. You know the situations where you're like, I cut this person off for a reason, but then your mindset kind of wants to go back and be like, oh, come on, let me just see.
Oh, for sure.
I'm just so curious. Let me just open that door again and see what's behind it.
Guilty.
And I F around and reached out to this person, and immediately things in my immediate reality were just like detour. And I was like,
no.
Okay, yeah, that was a sign.
Yep.
And then just witnessing the interactions with this person, being like, yeah, they're not, this isn't what I want.
Yep.
And like part of me was like, see, I didn't beat myself up, but I was like, confirmation.
Exactly.
I just needed to open that door to realize
people don't understand. You have to, and this was you don't know until you know. And I'm also one that like, I need that confirmation. And sometimes that comes in, it can come in any form really. And sometimes I could be like, okay, dabbled in it, but I'm about to block you today. That was our last interaction.
Yeah.
Hope you liked it.
Yeah. And that's a big thing too, not needing the closure. Nope. You know you've grown and you're just like, done. Actually, what do I need closure for? And I'm just now further just, when a cat plays with the dead thing, that's what you're doing.
Yeah, no, like, I'll straight up just be like, you know what?
You're going to get the feeling of the lack of my presence. Yeah. Like, that's all it has to be.
Let's go ahead and wrap this up. Where can people find you and connect with you if they want to reach out or, want to follow your journey and see where you're going to be headed off to next?
Yes. Right now, my main thing is Instagram. So I am Lay_the Sage. Sage, the A in Sage is actually an 8. So Lay_the Sage, one word, but the A in Sage is an 8. Or infinity, So that's where I'll post a lot of updates, offers. We just continuing my content journey there. But yeah, I have visions of my own podcast, YouTube stuff coming up, and yeah, currently just planning team and assistance with that. Yeah, I'm excited.
That sounds good. Well, I'm going to be right there along with the journey because I'm excited to see where you go with everything. And
I appreciate it.
I'm here, just hit me up whenever you need me or, want some assistance.
Oh, no, we're locked in now.
Yeah. Hopefully I can get you back here too, in the midst of your journeys whenever you're back.
Yes, I'm so excited to be a part of your universe and your creativity.
Good. I'm excited for that. Is there any last thing that you'd want to say that you want to leave us with or How you're feeling after this? Like, would you come back? Like, what are your thoughts in this moment?
Thoughts in this moment, just to share wisdom, is especially where we're at right now, this time, this day and age, year of the horse. Just as a reminder, if you feel a desire or pull in any way, I'm not sure what that is, I don't know, I feel like I should do this, just know that the word desire literally means from God. And if you're thinking it up and you can't stop thinking about it, you're like, I know I'm meant to do this, or at least try this, now is the perfect time to just try and do, because there's a reality where what you want already exists. Getting into like quantum physics and stuff now, but like you're envisioning it because it's already happened.
I love that.
So just know that.
That's a good ending. Okay, you guys, I have been your host, Amber Lachey. Once again, we had Alaysha in the building. I am so happy you're here. I appreciate it.
Such an honor.
All the wisdom that came into this episode. I cannot wait to see what everybody thinks about it. All right, until next time, you guys. Bye.
Bye.